man got a time bomb back here. God, this man a wonder. Look, he done broke the glass in the front already. Look at him, man.
No PB, no P. The fourth windshield.
Man, look at here, man.
I was experiencing some vibration and didn't know where it was coming from. So that's pretty much it. It's like a whole part of the tire is gone. I got some lumps on the other side over there. Yeah, there's always something. Hey, hope you guys enjoying the series. I'm on part 3. Thank you for joining me. I was able to close my seats up, the rear seats. I just did that now. So lately I've been running the system with the seats down, but I haven't been able to drive my car for a few days because of that left tire I have. It's a bad tire, so the tire should arrive tomorrow. And I'll be able to get that put on and I can go base on somewhere. And I was able to get in here and push the Jeff battery, the big Jeff battery over here to the left side if I'm looking at it, but it's really the right side of the vehicle. And it looked like that's going to work with it up. It's kind of lifted up. It's not really seated. So I hope that pans out and works out. I put this fan in here. I've been seeing how that works and it's okay for now. I haven't really put the system to the test and put this BD 2500 under the pressure, under some serious heat. So far in the summertime, I've been able to get about 45 minutes of play before this amp starts to go in thermal mode. In the winter, I was able to play this amp with no fan for about 3 hours. So I want to see if this helps during the summer. But either way, I think it's better to have a fan back here than no fan. This is probably not the best fan, but it blows pretty good, and I'll show you that. See, the fan is here, so I have it to where when the vehicle shuts on, it comes on too. But I have it on and off, and I just put it on max. So this is me turning it on. Like I said, it's in the cigarette lighter. And that's it on max. It blows straight across, right onto the amp at the heat sink. So as this part heats up, it should help cool it off and just blow it right off. But it also needs to be cool air back here so it can blow on there. So I think it's best to go ahead and, before you start playing your system, let the AC run, let the inside of the cabin cool before you actually start getting to play. If not, this amp or your amps are going to start to get hot very fast, especially during the summer. So this fan is blowing on there, but it's blowing hot heat. The car has been sitting up for a second because I was in the gym, always in the gym. And so as the cabin starts to cool, it's going to be pushing cool air onto the amp. So yeah, it's working. That's the brand name, Aligo. I bought it off Amazon. I'll let you know how this works long term. I have some more items, like I said, that's on the way. And I'm going to be showing you that before I install them. These are the additional items I'm going to be using for the completion of the Jeep. Okay, so first we have a hydraulic crimping tool. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. First time having one of these, and I got this because there's no way I'm going to be able to regular crimp the 2-aught cable lugs to the cable. So I went ahead and purchased one of these. It'll be my first time trying this out. Second item is a heat gun versus using a cigarette lighter, a torch lighter, which I always use. Yeah, it's never really enough. It gets the job done, but I want to save my propane, I guess, in here for my cigars. So I went on ahead and purchased one of these. I always see them on other people's videos and when they're installing. So I just want to see how it works. And of course, everything can be sent back if it doesn't perform like I need it to. All right, third thing on the list is that 2-aught cable. Man, this stuff is thick, and it's welding cable. And this is going to be for the alternator to run back to my stock battery, and from there to the rear to that big Jeff battery. So these are huge. And I hope this works out. This is probably gonna be one of the last things I do, because it's just like that door grommet, excruciating, painful, where the alternator is located. Fourth thing on the list is another run of 0 gauge black. The first 0 gauge cable I had in the last video, it was welding cable, and it was very thin. I compared it to the 0 gauge cable that I already had in stock. So this one by MVX is supposed to be a little bit thicker, like I needed to, so it can match the other wires that's in there. And I'll show you a side-by-side comparison of the welding cable versus the cable I have now. I don't know the exact name of the cable that I have, but it's more strands. It's a lot thicker. And one more item on the list. Yeah, you guys ready to see this? I'm gonna have to use 2 hands to take it out, and I'll show you once I have it out the box. Yes, gents, you've guessed it. It is another lithium battery, lithium iron phosphate, the same chemistry as the one I have in the rear, which is a Big Jeff. See, I said I needed 2 hands to do this, and look at me trying to do it with one. Boom. Yeah. Okay. So I'm hoping to be able to replace my stock with this lithium. I'm hoping it fits right in there with no issue. It's supposed to be the same exact size. If it does fit in there, that'll be perfect. If not, then I have to unfortunately send it back. But let's get a good look at it. 1 second. All right, gents, I got the battery out of the box. As you can see on the front, 12.8 volts, 70 amp hour, lithium iron phosphate, 4 cold cranking amps is 1300. And this is great for a start stop. I don't use start stop in my vehicle. I disabled that function. I hate when the vehicle stops at a light or anything like that. I don't like that. It feels weird. Negative, positive on the top. So when I put the battery in, this is for you Jeep owners. I'm going to be putting the battery in just like this. All of my positive connections is on this side, and all my negatives is on this side. So I was looking for something that was a direct fit, and this right here seems like it's going to be. So if I have 70 amp hour here and I have 22 amp hour in the back, together that's 92 amp hour together. I'm hoping that that's correct. What may make the Big Jeff battery different is the C rating. So the C rating on a battery is pretty much how fast a battery can discharge and charge. So on the Big Jeff battery, right, 22 amp hour, it is a 15C, which means if you do the math, that's 330 amps the battery can discharge and charge at, depending on the alternator. So I have a 15C rated Big Jeff battery, 22 amp hour in my car right now, which equates to 330 amps. I don't know the C rating on this one. I would have to look it up. But if it's anything like the Big Jeff battery, then I will only need this battery here, and that one in the back should do it for my system, which should support over 8,000 watts.
So let's look at the specs. We already went over it. 12.8 volts, 70 amp hour. CCA, the cold cranking amps is 1300. That is great for a stock battery. Case material, battery type is a life. Lithium iron phosphate 4. That's the dimensions. I hope it fits. That's pretty much on this side. Turn it around. So this is the casing. ABS material, whatever that means. I could peel this off. Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah. So that's the model, in case you guys want to buy it.
I know that I'm going to have to put this on a charger. So let's check the voltage on it right now. Got my negative probe and my positive probe. Let's check this out. We are at 13.8. All right, let's check the voltage now that it is charged. It took about 15 minutes, by the way. All right, we're at a 13.2, the same as the Big Jeff being fully charged. All right, so let's get the easy part done first. So I already stripped this little encapsulation off the wire. I'm just gonna twist this up a little bit. Make sure that fits in there. I don't want any strands hanging out. and I already have the heat shrink on there. So after I'm done crimping, I can just pull it right up. I'm going to be using this, and I'll show you how that works. All right, so this is the tool, the hydraulic crimping tool. So first you're going to install your jaws. You have your bottom jaw, and then you have your top. Make sure you choose which wire you're trying to crimp. In this case, 0 gauge for me. So I already put the bottom in. I'm going to put the top in. All right, I'm ready to crimp. I'm going to turn this clockwise to work, and from there I'm going to put in the wire I'm trying to crimp, and I'm just going to keep pumping. You see how it's going up? Just going to keep pumping, and from there, once you get it on the lug, once it's tight, make sure that the wire is fully seated in there, and you just keep crimping or pumping until it's crimped. All right, I have a nice solid crimp all the way around. Came out beautiful. So that's what it looks like. Let me use the heat gun. So the wire I just got done crimping, this is where it's gonna go. It's gonna go in the negative side on the BD2500. As you can see, I have a red one right there now, wrapped in some, I guess you can say black tape, but it has Velcro on the other side. This was for something else, but I saw it laying around, so I just used it. It kind of came off with the heat, but I'm gonna have to take it off here, unscrew this, take this out, replace the wire, and put it back on there, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Yeah. All right, we managed to get that done, got that wire replaced, and we're looking good. On to the next step. And the last and final step is to see if we can get this new lithium battery to fit where the stock is at, and that'll wrap this video up. And it looks like I'll be doing a part 4. I thought I was gonna have everything done in 3, but no. And I think you guys are enjoying it, so let's see if we can get this one in and the old one out. All right, here's that die-hard AGM. Let me go ahead and disconnect the positive and also the negative. And from here, I'm gonna fully charge my Big Jeff battery, make sure they're both charged. Once I remove this one, so I'm not charging AGM and a lithium at the same time, because they are strapped. Let's check the Big Jeff battery after being fully charged. Before, it was at a 12.9. So let's check this out. We're at a 13.3. And on the other one, we had a 13.2. Man, this hasn't been the easiest task. It's been about a couple of hours I've been working with this battery, trying to get it in here. I finally just got it tight enough, because it's hard to work with this seat in a way. I wish I could take the seat out. It would have been a lot easier to get this done, but the advantage and benefit of having this lithium under the seat is I don't have to have it under the hood. So install is done. It took me forever, but I guess you got to pay the cost to be the boss. So when you hear this Jeep, loudest, cleanest, purest bass, highs and mids that you've ever heard, I paid the cost. A lot of blood, a lot of sweat, and a lot of tears. And it's almost over. Almost over. Let's see if it works. I hear my fan just cut on. Head units cut on. Let's see if the amps turn on. Close this door. We got power. We got power. to everything. Fan is on. Damn it. Man, that took forever. It's 3:30 in the morning. Everything reset because I disconnected the battery. So this time isn't right, or the date. It's not January 1st. But I'm gonna go ahead and work on uploading. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna make sure you guys see this video today. Today is Friday. Hope you guys have a good weekend. And I'll see you in the next one.